Hello, my name is James Sparrow and this is Calcalist Climatetech Conference. I'm joined now with Lior Handelsman, the General Partner at Grove Ventures. Lior, hi.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I really want to rack your brains, please, about Climatetech and all of the things that are happening in it. It's pretty exciting times. My first question is, how can Climatetech startups stand out from one another? I mean, you must see a lot of them, how can they all be different from one another?
So, I think that what characterizes Climatetech startup these days is that a lot of them are aiming for I would call it almost futuristic market. Take a carbon removal startup or even energy tech startups. Most of them have a long way ahead of them. It's a longer journey than, a SaaS company. And a lot of the parameters when you make an investment decision or even a founding decisions are unknown. Market dynamics are unknown. What exactly would be the sales model is unknown. And in many of them, there are big technological hurdles. So even the technological validity of what you're doing is somewhat shrouded or clouded. And that's a big difference. It's a big difference for founders because they need to own it. They need to appreciate that there are a lot of variables that they are unsure about. And a lot of the initial pitch for startups needs to be about the variables and the worst case and the best case scenario, rather than saying, I am sure that this will work this and this will be the size of the market, because honestly, they don't know and I don't know. So acknowledging that and looking at the ranges is much more important than seemingly knowing something.
Sure, thank you. So you've come from SolarEdge, of course.
Yes,
where
I'm
you're the founder
one
there.
of the founders of SolarEdge.
Of course, so you went from that entrepreneurial founder frame of mind now to the VC mind. So what was that like in terms of just how you approach these problems and look for solutions?
So it actually required adjusting, because especially the closer I see startups to what I really know about, which is energy tech, the more critical I was regarding them. And then it took me a bit of a time to realize that I was exactly the same. And the way to judge it is not in how the market looks now, but rather what is the potential in the market for this company and this technology. Other aspects are similar, right? Understanding which is a good team, understanding what is a good market, where the business metrics are strong. This is not that different from being an operator in a company to being an investor. Personally, of course, there's a huge difference between being senior management in a company as large as SolarEdge when I left it, to being an investor, which is mostly doing your own work alone.
Yeah, no, it's a fascinating change, and I do want to speak about these in more detail, these startups that you must see and invest in. Climate change, it's a big existential problem with everyone in the world, affecting everyone in the world. What can one startup do to make a change? I mean, everyone must think, what difference will it make if I walk to work when there's planes in the sky? So
huge difference.
What can one startup do?
So, when you look at the different verticals of Climatetech, right, take carbon removal. We need to get to the point that by 2050, we are removing 10 gigatons per year of CO2 from the atmosphere. I see startups today that, if everything goes well, and it's a big if obviously, but if everything goes well, can scale to a scale of half a giga or 1 gigaton. 1 out of 10, that's a big deal. Now, there are a lot of technologies which I personally don't believe in, but a lot of technologies which I do. Same goes for energy. Our grid, and so electrifying our world and heating our world, all of our grid, it's like 24 gigatons per year emissions. We need to get that down to 3. SolarEdge, one startup, as part of the effort within the solar industry, is a contributor to several gigatons now, 15, 16 years later. So one startup can make a difference because it's only 24 to 3. Every gigaton counts.
Every gigaton counts. Every startup counts, it sounds like. Lior, thank you so much for taking the time. I really can't wait to see how it all goes, and I can't wait to see more companies in their early stages maybe grow to something like SolarEdge.
I must say that a year ago, I was bitching that a lot of good entrepreneurs keep going to cyber and fintech. Cyber and fintech are great fields. People should go into cyber and fintech. But the volume of people, strong entrepreneurs, capable entrepreneurs going into these fields was unproportional. I see today more and more founders which go into Climatetech, and that's really, really exciting, and I'm very happy for this.
Well, I can't wait to see how it all goes. Lior, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.